today we're going to talk about planers, how to use them, and use them safely. So this planer here, it's 24 inches wide, so you can plane a really wide board, which is nice. It's got a cylindrical cutter here in the middle, and it spins and actually pushes the board out this way. And then in front, there's a feed roller that's pulling the board this way, and another feed roller in the back that's pushing the board all the way out. So when you put your board in, you want the side that's been jointed, the face that's been jointed, to be down. And you'll push it in a little bit, and then it'll catch that feed roller and start to bring it in by itself. One thing, there's a lot of safety things you have to think about on this. For one, there's a pinch point. If you have your hand underneath here, when it gets to that feed roller, it'll push this board down. So you could pinch your fingers. So never have your fingers here. In fact, never have your fingers any closer than the edge of this to here. Never have them in between here. Because you don't want to be pushing it and your fingers get caught. So I will have my hands on this way. I'll put it down, push it in, it catches that feed roller and pulls it through. We also want to make sure that this blast gate is open when we run the machine. Otherwise you start getting chips thrown out. The on-off button is right here. The way this table here moves up and down, there's a hand wheel on the side. So the hand wheel on the side here, if you rotate it clockwise, it will raise this table. Counterclockwise lowers the table. And basically what you want to do is set this so that the board is getting a little bit of cut. You push the board through and plane it, and then rotate it a half a revolution and continue to put the board through another half a revolution. So the maximum rotation is a half a revolution, and that takes off about a 64th of an inch of material. Okay. So the way I feed the board is I'll put it in here, put it down on the table, and give it a little shove. It'll start going through. Every once in a while the board may stop here, and you may have to give it a little push. If you can't get it going by that, then you need to rotate this table down about a half a revolution until it gets going. The board needs to be at least 12 inches long. If it's shorter than that, it can get caught up inside the machine, and that obviously you don't want that to happen. This machine also will plane down to about a 1/4 inch thickness of material. Every once in a while when you put the board in, it may rotate and get caught. If that happens, or if it gets caught inside the machine, then you need to stop the machine, wait for everything to stop spinning, and then crank this table down a couple revolutions, pull the board out, go back up, and try again. If the board gets caught inside here, you turn it off, wait for it to stop, crank it down a couple revolutions, and then never put your hand inside there even when it's not running, because those blades are hanging down below here and can touch you. So if you need to kick a board out from inside there, get a smaller board from the strap bin and put it inside and kick it out that way. Now this, like I said, is 24 inches wide. We don't want to get in the habit of putting all the boards through at the same location, because that will unequally wear the blades. So if you're planing a lot of different boards, put them in different locations along here. Now, planers are notorious for getting snipe. And snipe is where the blades will dig into the material first 3 inches or so, the first 3 or the last 3 inches of a board. And really, you can't get away from that. There's not a way to really stop that from happening. So be aware that you might have to cut that off when you're done, or run it through the sander to get rid of that. So when I put this board in here, I'm standing off to the side. I'm never standing in line with the board. because there is a chance that the board could kick back at you. So you never want to stand in line with it. Also, you never look into the machine while it is running. If something happens and the board sticks inside there, you don't ever want to look to see what's going on while it's running. Turn it off, wait for it to stop running, and then you can look. There is that chance that the board could get kicked out. If your head's down here looking, you could get hit in the head, and it could be a really, really bad thing. So sometimes you're playing a lot of boards, and you might need somebody at the back side catching the boards and feeding them back to you. So if you're on the back side of the machine catching the boards, stand off to the side, never stand in line with the machine. And you can put the boards back on top of here to hand them back to your partner, or you can set up the table to the side. When you're done using this machine, please close the blast gate, get a shop vac, sweep up around the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and plane a board and show you how it sounds and how it looks. First of all, I'm going to make sure the blast gate's open and turn on the dust collector, which is on this post right here. And this could get a little loud, so you might use hearing protection if you need to. So that's it for planer use and planer safety. Thank you for watching.